Alrighty, so we're doing question 4d of exercise 6a. Now we're given some polynomial. It's of degree 6 because it's the leading power is 6. Now we want to find the values of a and b. So we have two unknown variables, a and b. We've also got two bits of info. Because we know that p of -1 is equal to 0, and we also know that p of 2 is equal to 0. So we've got two bits of info. So that's always good news. Two unknowns, two bits of info. Now when we have two unknowns, two bits of information, chances are we're going to get simultaneous equation. So we're expecting simultaneous equations. Alright, so first of all, let's just sub in x is equal to -1. So p of -1, we know that's going to be equal to 0. And then we also just sub in -1. So -1 to the power of 6 minus 5, -1 to the power of 3 plus a minus 1 squared plus b minus 1 plus 10. So we've got this p of -1 is equal to 0 from here. And now we just expand all of these terms. So -1 to the power of 6 is +1, times 3 is 3. -1 to the power of 3 is -1, times by -5 is +5. -1 squared is +1, times a is a. -1 times b is minus b, we have plus 10. So if we group the constants together, we'll get 3 plus 5 plus 10 was 18. Is equal to 18 plus a minus b. And then let's take the 18 to the other side. So we just have the unknowns on one side. So we've got -18 is equal to a minus b. And we'll call this equation 1. Now let's look at p of +2. We know that's equal to 0. And we do the same thing. We just sub in 2, where all the x's were. Alright, so 2 to the power of 6 is, that's a good question. Well, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, 2 to the power of 4 is 16, 2 to the power of 5 is 32, so 2 to the power of 6 is 64. So it's 3 times 64 minus 5 times 2 to the power of 3 is 8, plus a times 2 squared, which is 4a, plus 2 times b, which is 2b, plus 10. So 3 times 64 is 192, take 40, plus 4a plus 2b plus 10. So you'll get 162 when you group all of the constant terms together, plus 4a plus 2b. Alright, we'll do the same sort of thing, and we all know that b is equal to 0. The same thing, so we'll take the 162 to the other side, 4a plus 2b. Now what I'm going to do as well, just to make our life a little bit easier, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to divide this equation here by 2, because I can see that 2 is a common factor between all of the terms. You don't have to do that, you can just solve the simultaneous equations as you normally would. So that'll give us -81 is equal to 2a plus b. And we'll call that our equation 2. Alright, now we can see that if we compare equation 1 and 2, there's a -b here and a +b here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use elimination method. And I'm going to go equation 1 plus equation 2. Now that'll give us negative 18 minus 81 is equal to a minus b plus 2a plus b. So negative 18, negative 81, a minus b, 2a plus b. That will give us negative 99. And then the b's will cancel here because the minus b and the positive b. And we'll just get 3a. Divide both sides by 3. And we'll get a is equal to minus 33. Now, that's half completed. Now we need to sub a into one of our equations. I'm going to pick one. So we'll get negative 18 is equal to negative 33 minus b. And then we'll take the negative 3 to the other side. So we'll get negative 18 plus 33 is equal to negative b, which gives us positive 15. And then we multiply both sides by negative 1, so we'll get b is equal to negative 15. And there are your two answers. A is equal to negative 33, and b is equal to negative 15.